Welcome back, everyone, to our coverage of the German Open. So Carlos Moya advanced to the semifinals in routine fashion, 6-love, 6-2 over Gustavo Kuerten. Mariano Zabaleta beating Great Britain's hope Tim Henman. And now we're watching Marcelo Rios and Tommy Haas. First set to Rios, 6-4. Love won second set. Patrick McEnroe alongside Jimmy Arias for our coverage through to the final on Sunday. And it's on to Rome next week for the Italian Open Championships, another Mercedes Super 9.
Where I think you'll see most of those wounded top players making a bit of a comeback.
Oh, the way he hooked that forehand in.
That was amazing because I think Rios was a bit late, and in his mind he realized he was just a little bit late on that forehand. He was able to flick his wrist, get a spin on it that brought it back in the court.
Quickly to 40-love for Rios.
A couple of bad loose return of serves from Tommy Haas off the backhand side. Second serves that weren't really very deep from Rios.
Not making Rios work at all. One game all, second set. We also see a lot more Americans showing up, I think, next week at the Italian Championships. Jimmy, Pete Sampras, Andre Agassi, Todd Martin played well earlier on clay, reaching the final in Estoril right after his performance in the Davis Cup.
Todd Martin had one last year in Barcelona, so he shows he can play on the red clay.
First ace there for Haas.
Service.
Haas with a big service game here so far. 3 big first serves. Gets him out to a quick 40-love lead.
Just a third clay court event for Haas this year. Lost in the second round in Monte Carlo and last week in Munich. But he's played well in Hamburg before. In fact, first time he played here a couple years back, he made it all the way to the semifinals, and it was in '97. Lost to Felix Mantilla there.
He beat Moya along the way that year.
It's been impressive this year, though, so far, Jimmy. I mentioned the semifinal win, or semifinal appearance at the Australian. Also had his first career tour title win in Memphis. Beat Jim Kerr in the finals there and reached the finals in Auckland beginning of this year.
He started off the year on fire with those results all early in the year, but he's struggled a bit as of late. Obviously, this is a good confidence-building week for him so far to make quarterfinals. Tommy Haas, who was up 40-love in this game, played 2 very loose forehands to give Rios a chance to get back in the game, and now all of a sudden it's deuce. Can't afford to do that against a man with as much talent as Marcelo Rios has. I think Haas felt like he had this game wrapped up. He's just going to go for it. Well, he hit 2 wild forehands, and now he's suddenly struggling at deuce.
Haas.
Having said that, another game point for Haas as Rios lets him off the hook. He had set up that point pretty well and had the forehand he wanted, just mishit it. Rios has been playing spotty tennis, even though he made the finals in Monte Carlo.
You know, maybe Haas caught Rios out of the corner of his eye. Let's take a look at the mark here.
You're absolutely right. Haas saw Rios guessing right, but he was committed to that spot. Tried to do a little more with it when you see your opponent guessing right, causing him to miss that sitter forehand.
Obviously, Tommy Haas grew up playing a lot on clay in Germany, and he came to the Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy when he was quite young. Do you think he's more comfortable on the clay, or has he developed more into a fast court player?
I think he's actually just an all-court player, other than grass, which doesn't make that much sense because he can volley.
Though he did beat Agassi at Wimbledon.
He did, you're right.
Back.
But generally speaking, grass is not his surface.
That drops long, so Haas, a little bit of a hiccup there, getting it back to deuce, but he's able to hold on, keep his nose out in front of this second set. First set to Rios.